Hello and welcome to today's Battle of the Day. This is where we here at the Firearms Policy Coalition try to give you at least one thing that you can do today in order to help protect and defend your right to keep and bear arms. Now, as I mentioned last week, we're going to be doing a special giveaway between now and Christmas. Each week, we're going to have anyone who participates in our Battle of the Day. We're going to be entering your name into a drawing in order to win some cool swag. This is stuff that's coming to us, been contributed to us by Boxer Tactical. We have some very cool keychains or key attachers. These are really kind of cool. We've got these, tactical stockings. We've got black, because black stockings matter. We've got white ones, as well as we've got the camo green. Once again, these are all cool, contributed to us by Boxer Tactical. You guys see it right there. So anyway, anyone who enters in, anyone who participates, who goes to the websites that we tell you about, that you'll have an opportunity to be able to, you will be entered into a drawing to win one of those. Now, if you want to know the detailed rules, first and foremost, know that no purchase is necessary. The detailed rules will be included in a link to this video, in the description to this video. A link to the rules will be included there. So if you need to know all the details, that is where you will find it. So let us talk about the Battle of the Day. You guys are all familiar with H.R. 38, National Reciprocity, Concealed Carry Reciprocity. This would make it such that if you have a concealed carry permit in one state, it would be recognized in all of the other states. That's very important because, you know, your right to bear arms does not end at the state line. What we want to do is we've recommended, first of all, just to be clear, we support the idea and the concept, and we support the measure as it currently is. We do have some things that we believe need to be addressed, some concerns that we have, and I've talked to you guys about that, about some of those things. Basically, in order to make sure that those of us who live in states where our right to bear arms is not necessarily respected, it would increase the protections for us, folks like in the state of California or New Jersey or New York or Hawaii. It would do a lot to help protect us and protect our rights, as well as, by the way, those who travel to such states. Now, the bill was recently amended, and you know, there were a couple of issues that we had that we believe there were things that were added to the bill that we believe need to be addressed and need to be removed. One of which has to do with creating special rights for special people. For some reason, there seems to be this belief that the right to bear arms is a privilege and not a right. I don't know where they get that, because evidently they haven't read the Second Amendment. But in this case, they want to extend that privilege specifically to federal judges. So if you are an appointed federal judge, you would have the right to carry concealed without a permit in any state. And there would be no testing requirements, no nothing. Now, whether or not you support testing requirements is not the issue. The point is that this is basically a de facto allowing of a right to an individual simply because they're an appointed government official. Not because, you know, well, everyone else should in fact have that right. So we have a problem with that. We believe in all civil rights for all people at all times. Quite simple. And we believe that this works afoul of that. The other issue that we have is also a civil rights issue, and it has to do with the fact that one of the things that was added into the bill was essentially a search and frisk clause, which would allow law enforcement with really no real due process or very little just cause to be able to stop and frisk someone if they believe that they're in possession of a firearm. This is, once again, is a major issue because we know that this violates due process, as well as it violates unreasonable search and seizure. It's a concern that we have, and we believe that this language also ought to be removed from the bill. Now, this measure is going to be up in Judiciary Committee tomorrow. So we need you guys to make sure that you get the word out now, that you get that you get your letters in, your emails in today. What you do is you go to passhr38.com. That's passhr38.com, or follow the link in the description of this video. You'll just look there and you'll see it. Go there and make sure you send your message. Now, one thing I also wanted to address, there's a measure H.R. 4477, and this is the Fix NICS Act. Now, I know a lot of you have been bringing this up because every time we talk about H.R. 38, you guys bring up Fix NICS. We don't have a position on the bill as a whole, but because some people are suggesting that the two bills, H.R. 38 and 4477, might be merged, and there are rumors out there to that effect. I don't know whether or not that's actually going to happen. But I wanted to make sure to let you guys know that that measure is also up tomorrow. And while we don't have a position on the bill as a whole, there is one aspect of this bill that we have some concern with. We like the idea of fixing NICS, and that's a good idea. One of the challenges we have with this particular measure is a provision that says that if you are turned down for the purchase of a firearm, that they will notify state and local law enforcement. Now, keep in mind, this is what you got to understand. A third of all refusals or all denials are appealed, meaning that these are people who either shouldn't be in NICS or didn't know that they were in NICS. So if they're going to then turn around and be reported to local law enforcement, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean that that Javier Becerra here in the state of California, our Attorney General, his DOJ is going to show up at your door with an armed SWAT team in order to take you to jail and confiscate your firearms? We don't know. But also know that a third of those individuals, of those cases, of those denials that are appealed, at least a third of those are reversed, meaning these are people who never should have been denied in the first place. But yet and still, they're going to notify local law enforcement in order to for what we don't know. My guess is that so that local law enforcement can check in on you and find out why someone who is denied, because in states like California, if you're not allowed to purchase a firearm and you go to try and purchase a firearm, you are now in fact a criminal. That's a problem. That's a major problem. And so without some specific clarification on that, we have an issue with that particular part of the bill. But once again, not in general. So the only reason I'm telling you about it is because they're going to be up at the same time. And there's rumors that they might be merged together. Don't know if they will, don't know if they won't, but you guys need to know. That's what folks are telling us, so we're going to make sure that you guys know. All right, that's it for today's Battle of the Day. Remember, we're talking support HR 38. Go to passhr38.com. Make sure you get the word in and also get your name entered in to win some free Pro 2A Christmas swag. Thank you so much. It's been fun. Stay free.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.